Hello Warrior Division, I am Sergeant First Class Chris Brooks from your Division C1. On behalf of Signal Intelligence Sustainment Company and HHBN, thank you for taking the time today and joining us for today's Merit-Based Promotion System NCOLPD. We would like to give special thanks to Command Sergeant Major Barretto, the 2ID Senior Enlisted Advisor, for talking to us today in regards to Merit-Based Promotion System. I would like to thank the 20th PAD team for taking the time to put together this video to help educate our NCO Corps. As NCOs, it's imperative that we keep up with the ongoing changes in policy and regulation that the Army goes through every day. It's important to know these changes and why they're happening in order for us to keep the fight tonight attitude. Again, I am Sergeant First Class Chris Brooks. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, please feel free to submit your questions to the Cisco Facebook page. Your questions will be answered immediately and accurately as possible. Second to none.
The merit-based promotion is to improve our readiness, improve leader professional development, and improve professionalism of the NCO Corps totality for the merit-based, like I talked to you before. The number one coming out of the board proceedings need to be promoted first, right? And the time in service, needs to go at the bottom of this list, just because I'm 191. There's only 191 packets. Because I came in the Army before all 190 others, I get promoted first. That's not right. Master Sergeant Laybourne, who is the number one after OML, should be promoted first. That's he is doing the right thing. I was 191. And that's where this order merit-based promotion is going to go. Order merit list will improve readiness by providing the flexibility to react to emerging requirements and by reducing grade and skill level requirements. Not all of our non-commissioned officers are going to get promoted. That's going to the academy. We did the first trial. We did the first run with the Talent Assessment Board in last October, and we started with the sergeant major population. The going into the academy students as right now, the battalion, CSL, brigade CSL. So we just did it. Now it's going to trickle down to our Master Sergeant population. Next, we're going to do the same talent assessment, OML, our Master Sergeants, and we're going to work all the way down to our Sergeant First Class level. The quick answer is no, not at all. So not all fully qualified NCOs would be promoted. Only those individuals needed to fill a valid requirement. So if Master Sergeant Laybourne graduates from the Sergeant Major Academy and he is not going into a valid requirement position, a Sergeant Major position, Master Sergeant Laybourne will stay a Master Sergeant. A not fully qualified non-commissioned officer is one who, based on an individual evaluation of the totality of your record, not performing satisfactory in their current grade or has no potential to serve in the position of increased responsibility. All documents included in the official military record. So, going through an entire packet of a non-commissioned officer, seeing if he or she is fully qualified or not, because in our order merit-based promotion system, we have to promote the best ones we have, and quite frankly, the ones who don't need to be promoted, has no potential, why should be promoted? Order merit list will assist HRC in selecting the right individual for the right job at the right time. So it's going to create zero backlog or guessing criteria. Just because you're a sergeant major don't mean you're qualified for the position. If you're a qualified, I like to go back to the other unicorn in our Army is the Brigade Operations Sergeant Major. How are you qualified to be a Division G3 Operations Sergeant Major if you haven't touched the Operations Sergeant Major at a brigade or battalion level, right? So just because he or she is a sergeant major doesn't mean they're qualified to be a G3 Ops Sergeant Major. OML rewards the most qualified soldiers who are seeking advancement, instead of simply promoting based on seniority. Kind of like we said earlier, you know, our Army used to be promoted off of time of service, right? And quite frankly, you know, the number one needs to be promoted first through an OML standing. Once again, if Masson Laybourne is the number one coming out of the assessment board, why are we pushing him back down because he is the lowest ranking in the time in service and he'd be promoted last? Why would we do that? ACT, the Army Career Tracker, will send an OML directly to the soldier. The soldier can see it on the ACT site. Now, I will not be able to see it if Masson Laybourne doesn't allow me. If I'm not his mentor, he doesn't allow me to assist his professional development, then, you know, quite frankly, Masson Laybourne is the only one to get to know. But how can this help Masson Laybourne? If Masson Laybourne approves me to be a mentor or to see where he sits on the OML list, say he's down in the lower 33%. How can Masson Laybourne get out of the 33%? That's what the Army is saying. You're at the bottom of the list. You need to get out of there. That's why we started this OML. So how can I help? I can help by aligning professional development and talent managing his career for that next year, and quite frankly, coaching, teaching, and mentoring Masson Laybourne to operate at that next level. HRC would generate an email or communication method to go directly to the soldier and say, hey, you are at the bottom of the 33% pool. You need to get out of that. These are what you need to do, right? So a year comes around and you're still at that bottom, right? Now you're moving into the second year, right? After that time, if you haven't moved any of your OML out of the category, you know, hey, thank you for your service. You have 6 months from the time of notification, and you're no longer needed in our Army. Professional development in our Army today, you know, we have to continue to push the development. And when you find that soldier or leader that's excelling, don't slow them down. You see the potential, move them. Don't stop the promotion system. We got to continue to promote the right non-commissioned officers, right? But yet don't hold them back neither.